Good rising, everybody. It's been an interesting morning, and I wanted to start with a little bit of a discussion today, mainly about how we're looking at society right now, personal improvement, things really tailored to that. We got to figure out how to invest in ourselves, man. That's number one. That's critical right now. With the economy in the place it is right now, figuring out how to invest into yourself to be able to make something valuable, something that is efficient in the economy, man, that's number one. That's number one. But I've been seeing a lot of foolishness, man. I've been seeing a lot of foolishness going on, man. And I do want to start by speaking on the people who are doing the right thing, finding their opportunities. And hey, what's up with you? Good rising, good rising. People who are out here speaking on the right things, man, trying to help people better themselves in whatever avenue it may be, with their career, with their health, with their mentality, and getting over mental illnesses, whatever it is, man. Because there's a lot of people out here who need assistance, guidance. I wouldn't say saying people need help is seen as derogatory, man. So I'm gonna say people need assistance. People need that healthy, but sometimes uncomfortable friend to be in their ear, letting them know, like, hey, what you just did, I don't know about that one. But then also helping them see the highlights in it, pointing out the growth areas, and also pointing out what they did well. What's up, bro? What's up, cuz? I didn't even see you come on here. But yeah, man, like, investing in ourselves is going to be critical for these days. Like, something that's really going to be popping in this fall, this winter, is real estate. Real estate. I'm actually walking up on a sign right now, but real estate, man. We got to figure out how to be able to get into these markets, educate ourselves on things that's going to help us with our friends, with our circles. You know what I mean? Like, I hope hey, send this to Amazio for me, bro. Pop him in on here real quick. But I just want to take a walk and come speak to some people, man. I've been seeing a lot of people passing away, man, getting people's energy down. There's a lot of stuff going on out here, man. We're still also in a whole pandemic, technically. Even though the CDC released reports and gave information that clearly show you that this is not a pandemic, they also altered their procedures and their policies to say a pandemic doesn't need any deaths. How does that make sense? And that was with the swine flu. I just tapped into the information today, actually. So with everybody having to wear a mask, I'm not gonna get into the whole science of that, but it's messing up the way we're breathing, the way our body is facilitating what it needs to be doing every day. The food we're intaking is also not going to be helping, and we all know the basis of that, or at least most of us do. I shouldn't say all of us know. And when we're in these environments that aren't healthy, as in things like, for a small example, a club. A club is a very small example of a lot of energy that is non-progressive. People in there getting turned. People in there, all type of derogatory mannerisms, man, and people not really helping you do anything. They're gonna help you get messed up and help you get twisted. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You just gotta find that balance. That's where it comes with, is the balance. But I'm saying though, bro, these masks are not helping. Man, they done all type of reports. All type of doctors done spoke out about this. All type of doctors. People who actually are well versed in these categories have been speaking about this stuff for, man, I don't know how, since March. You just gotta do your own research. Find out where this information is being published and the type of platforms who are releasing it, trying to heighten awareness and enlighten people on the topics that need to be talked about every day, not entertainers and people who are content creators just dropping things for your entertainment. These apps are starting to twist the way we see things, man. And it's like, y'all think COVID is scary, man? That is scary. The fact that people would rather sit and just believe rather than trying to understand from the root, from the origin, why these companies are. Matter of fact, let's get into the whole business side of all of this. If I start slashing tires and breaking windows and doing all type of wild stuff that involves cars and dismantling those cars, and then I say, man, you know what? Let's get this company going, bro. I already got somebody who has the company. So say I have the bread to invest. I can invest that bread into the company and then market those resources, that company, to those people whose tires are slashed and cars are dismantled. So now they need assistance with building their car back to a sustainable stature. To be able to do that, you have to find a company who's going to be able to help you and support you with the things you don't have, as in money and resources, to be able to fix that car. So I just created a problem and provided a solution for the problem, i.e. dismantling the cars and then providing a company to those people who cars are dismantled. It's really not rocket science. It's the same thing most big companies do. Like Amazon is a great example. Amazon and Walmart, great examples. They found a need in society. They found a gap in our economy, or I should say a gap in the efficiency, and chose to insert themselves into the economy with the business, man. And it started to thrive so well, people invested enough money when they put their IPO on the stock market. IPO is initial public offering. When you first put your company on the stock market, it's going to have a quality ranking, which will then determine what your numbers are. So all I'm saying is, the beginning of all this starts when we find out what the problem is and how to address it. The problem and what we got going on right now as a collective is there is no collective. There is no camaraderie. There's not a bunch of people who are being pushed to the forefront that are doing what the masses would consider the right thing. The right thing is getting your bag up and you know what I mean, getting a new house, new car, which is not a wrong thing. But how is that helping everybody? And it can help people when you are showing them how you started, how you put yourself in a position to get there. If you're not showing people the beginning steps and explaining to people how to navigate those beginning steps, what are you really doing? And that's the part we're at right now. People are trying to do things. People have ideas. People have ways they want to go, but nobody knows where to start. But then there's people out here teaching people how to start. It's just not being shown. It's not being marketed the right way. So people aren't being able to get this information. And exactly, Carrie, exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. Find a problem, provide a solution. And this is why I study economics the way I do, man, because it's really not rocket science, bro. You just got to understand how things maneuver inside the world of supply and demand. Supply and demand, bro. They got people out here eating fruits that are seedless, bro. How your fruit seedless? How's that even a fruit now? Fruits come from where? The ground, the earth, Mother Nature. If that fruit isn't able to reproduce, which is then the seed from the fruit, then how is that even a fruit? Where did it even come from is the real question. And how efficient is it? One, for the business, and how efficient is that? How efficient is that food that's being grown with no seeds? How efficient is that for the body? How efficient is that for the consumer? That's what's really important. How efficient is what we're eating, what we're watching, what we're listening to? How efficient is that for the body, for the mind? And this all correlates back into daily activities, man. Putting certain things on your plate, and that plate could be anything, man. TV, your cell phone, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're putting on that plate, how healthy is it for you in the long run? How is it providing information? How is it providing comfort? How is it providing enlightenment? How is it providing assistance towards your career? How is it providing emotional and mental assistance to be able to help you in the long run? We're too fixated on this direct dopamine rush, which is the likes and the things that tailor to our ego, man. We're providing fad, which is FAD. Fad is a short burst of energy. Like when you see somebody posting a new album, one of your favorite artists, you're like, oh my God, that's fad. That fad is being manufactured into people we don't even know. We're loving entertainers and artists as if they raised us. You know what I mean? That's on a grand scale. Like we're not able to sustain our own dopamine, bro. So how does that help us if everything we're doing is tailored to that small dopamine rush, bro? Just look at how things are moving right now. People will see a long text or a long video and just, man, well, I'm not about to watch that. Come on, man. And it's almost as if it's a norm. Like, why would I watch a video that long? Why would I read something that long? Why wouldn't you? People aren't taking time out their day to drop things like that for no reason. People aren't putting together this content and speaking on things that need to be spoken on for no reason. Well, I should say people aren't speaking on things that they see fit to be spoken on for no reason. There's always an origin. There's always a reason. Just understanding how that correlates back to you is the key. And when we're in these environments that don't have things that correlate back to us, we try to nitpick and twist at what they provide us and then believe or try to convince ourselves that it's helping us, bro. We try to believe that. Like, school is a great example of this. And I'm glad, matter of fact, it's because he is on here. He's still on here. My man's been telling me about a lot of school stuff, bro. And it's involved in a lot of engineering and science. And it made me start to look into it a little bit more. And through the small research I did, I was able to obtain information and perspectives that tell me school doesn't need to be taught at a campus with 40,000 other students, man. It doesn't. You don't have to have that. So when you have these environments that aren't progressing your energy, that aren't progressing you mentally and emotionally, not even gonna get into physically, how does that help you in the long run, bro? Because you can study, as we see now, you can study in the crib. You can study at the library and retain that information more effectively than you do in school because you have so many distractions. The energy can't fluctuate through your body and through your mind on a smooth level when you have all these other people giving you these opinions and telling you what is right or wrong, making you question your own perspective. And I don't think that's I don't ever think that's a bad thing. I think it's actually a very good thing. But how healthy is the environment? How reliable are the people you're speaking to about these topics? How well versed are they? You know what I mean? So this all correlates back to self-investment, the economy, and making something bigger and valuable. Or I should say making something that is bigger than ourselves and valuable to our circles, man. And that's what I'm saying, bro. It does create class clowns. If you're gonna have somebody who, I would say on a small level, it does create class clowns, bro. Like, just understanding that the mind is so easily tricked. So easily tricked, bro. Remember when we were younger, we used to have that time when we would go to do our pencil sharpener, the manual pencil sharpener, and you'd have the fit on, man, trying to show the fit off. Stuff like that, man. You can facilitate people's energy without speaking or touching them, bro. Just because of the action you do, so people are so easily distracted and their attention span is so small. All it takes is a very, very little, just one little action, bro. They could take you being a teacher's pet. And that used to be something that was frowned upon, bro. Like, man, you all of the teachers, you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with being a teacher's pet? Exactly, bro. What's wrong with being a teacher's pet? Being a teacher's pet. Let's look back at some of the teachers' pets in our own school. some of the teachers' pets that even were known through movies and TV shows and things of that nature. Those teachers' pets are normally well versed in their hobbies. They understand what they need to get done, how to get it done, and the avenues they need to take, because the teacher has been programming their brain to think a certain way, bro. It's really just that simple. If that teacher is putting little bugs in your ear, I shouldn't say bugs, but they're putting little tidbits in your ear, trying to help you. That's what I'm saying, though, bro. Most of the teachers' pets knew that if I just gave this teacher and showed the teacher a certain energy for this short period of time I'm in the class, I will be better off in the long run. We were worried about the short run, the energy of our peers, boosting us up and laughing with us. That's what we cared about. We cared about the people who were not directly affecting our positive career changes. People like teachers can help us on large levels, bro. And we don't even, because we're so deeply rooted in this, the teacher doesn't want to help me. The teacher doesn't know what she's talking about. The teacher is trying to get over on me. The teacher doesn't have my best interest at heart. The teacher isn't believing in me in a way that can help me get better. That's what we're rooted in. The teacher is there. Bro, you ever wonder how far some teachers live away from the schools, bro? I used to ask teachers all the time, how far do you live? And they would say sometimes they would even tell me 30, 40, sometimes an hour away, bro. And we're starting school in Anne Arundel County. We started school at 7:17. So that means they have to be there no later than 6:45, which means they have to leave their crib, man, a cool 30, depending on how far they are, of course, a cool 30, 45 before they even, this isn't even talking about waking up yet. This is just leaving it. So they're sacrificing ridiculously large amounts of energy and time and focus to be able to come to schools and help hundreds of kids hopefully get somewhere. But we're so deeply rooted into all this other stuff that starts in the house. It starts in the house always. That stuff is so deeply rooted against people like that. We didn't even see the value from the jump. We'll see the value in street codes, you know what I mean, and things of that nature. Things that are, I think, very critical. But how does a street code help you get out of school, bro? How does a street, because you have to go through school regardless, some way, somehow. Homeschooling, private schooling, charter schooling, whatever it is, trade school, you have to go through it somehow. For us to be able to get through things like that and understand why it's going to help us, we have to first start with the origin of it. Why was it even placed upon us? Why would our parents, first off, this is a crazy thing, why would our parents go to jail if we don't go to school? We could be teaching our kids every day, all day, but because we don't have it documented through their systems, they have to question and second guess what we're doing with these kids, because we could be teaching them the truth, and teaching our kids the truth is how we affect change in the long run, bro. And that's what they don't want. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's really not anything that's out of our perspective. It just takes time for you to sit, relax, and get the full scope of what's going on, bro. We didn't want to get that full scope because we thought we had the answers. We thought we knew where our life was going. We thought we knew what we wanted and how we were going to obtain it. When in reality, those are programs set, bro. We have absolutely no clue how to do anything, especially at that young age. Until you're, let's be transparent, bro. Until you're indoctrinated with a certain career vocabulary and certain trades that align with the career, or certain, I shouldn't say gimmicks, but certain things that align with like entertainment, certain things that align with content, things that align with selling t-shirts or creating mugs or doing some type of landscaping. You have to be able to figure out which way you're going to go, and that's what we could never do. They used to ask us questions like, where are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 10 years? Things like that, man, we never knew. But we thought we had it figured out, though. We thought we were good. We thought we didn't need to study. Man, I never used to study in high school, honestly. It was very rare. More of the proofreading and overlooking, but it wasn't studying. And that's something we have to learn how to do, because we're all different with that studying, bro. You got to figure out which way is most effective for you. Studying is going to be probably the most critical part of anybody's career, because you can implement things once you have programmed yourself to understand and understand that full scope to the certain level you need at that time, right? And understanding which way you need to go with reiterating that information back to the people you're talking to, the group you're speaking with. Once you can figure out how to do that on a small level, the experience when you do it will be able to help the whole full scope perspective. Once you're able to speak, or even better, listen first and then reiterate that back, that is how you're able to grow your connections, grow your network, become something that you already knew you were, but you couldn't show because you weren't able to speak towards it. It really just comes down to being able to speak about what you want to get done. And I've been hearing that from a lot of different moguls and businessmen and content creators and people who are the faces of a brand, things of that nature. Man, I've been hearing all types of things that align with that. You got to be able to figure out how to speak towards it. I guarantee you know, off the dome right now, I guarantee you know at least 100 women in your follower list or inside of your connection network. I guarantee you at least 100 of them have done, or are trying to do hair, nails, makeup, and something aligned with those, right? I guarantee you about 80% of those women have literally never went to school for it, especially hair and makeup. Those things, man, you don't need school, bro. It's the experience. It's the trial and error. That's where all that begins, bro, is the trial and error. If you're doing trials to be able to figure out your errors, reflecting on those errors and seeing how you can implement different strategies, bro, that's where the value comes into play, when you're able to redirect the mentality. And I'm going to end on that because I have a video dropping on my platform, BLiiND Network, and it's going to be tailored to that exact perspective, redirecting the mentality. And that's where we got to start, figuring out why we're reacting a certain way, even though we don't understand the full scope. We don't understand the full scopes about really anything. We just think we do, and we believe our opinion is valid because we have an opinion. In our country, as those, we have the right to free speech. So our opinion is valid to everybody, when in reality it's not, bro. Which is why we have celebrities with 80 million followers. I'm hyping. 2-3 million followers, and those celebrities are following 4 people, bro. Because those opinions of what you're posting are very invalid, because social media is seen as a facade. Social media is used as a tool to these people. They understand that this is not the real world. We're just navigating the whole digital perspective to be able to create these interactions when they do go into the real world. You got to be able to solidify an understanding about what you're getting done to be able to get people to know how you want to maneuver in the real world. What's up, man? How you doing? You came a little late, but yeah, man, self-improvement. That's the key, self-improvement and self-investing. Because that's going to tailor to food. It's going to tailor to your circle. That's going to tailor to the things that you're drinking, tailoring to the things you're watching, and you're trying to put into your head to be able to create perspectives. The people that are influencing your mind, all these things correlate to self-investment. What are these people you're listening to telling you, and how can that help you become happy? If you can't answer that simple question, then there's a problem with the content you're putting into your own brain, that you're feeding yourself, because it's all food. You know a plant is taking in food at all times of the day because you know plants receive CO2, but you can't see it, but you know it. It's the same thing, bro. On a level of what you're intaking is going to be structured in a way that you aren't directly able to see sometimes, but it's there, bro. It's always been there, and it's going to keep being there until you're able to reflect on it and let yourself know, like, whatever I just watched or whatever I'm trying to put into my head now is not directly impacting. So we got to compartmentalize or branch that kind of perspective, branch that content in a way that tells people, well, I should say, my bad, it tells your brain, it tells the other person inside of you, the other perspective inside of you, that this isn't healthy, but I'm going to watch it, I'm going to utilize it in this way. Exactly, bro. If you're eating, like, that's a good example, fruit, bro. If you're eating fruit right off a tree, you know for a fact it got produced in a way that it is going to be efficient for the body, efficient for the health. If I reverse engineer that fruit, right, and I put that fruit in a lot of different tests, and all types of different chemicals or enhancements are in that fruit, and all type of preservatives are in that fruit, and all types of things to help the fruit look this way and taste this way and feel this way, is that really still helping you? You got to reanalyze what's being put inside there to now when you're intaking it, how is it affecting the body? That's just research you got to do on your own. But these things are keys, and it all goes back to self-development, economic enhancement, and a collective unit pushing for a certain agenda that is hopefully transcendent. Hopefully it's pushing the boundaries and challenging the status quo to be able to enhance people's livelihoods, bro. We got to learn how to redirect the mentality on an internal level and then facilitate that back to the external level, which is friends and family in our circle and our connections and our social media platforms. These things are critical, man. And I just want to come on here and speak a little bit about where I'm seeing things, and hopefully somebody can connect with this. But everybody have a good rest of your day. I'm dropping some content later, again, on the platform BLiiND Network. I ain't going to tag it. Have a blessed day.